Oh, you got to hit again.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
we're live. Hey!
There we go. Now we can go retweet it.
Oh, yes. I love, so this is just for the people tuning in for the YouTube. I love when every time Elliot's going to go live, and sometimes we're like having heated not at each other.
We're just talking about things we don't want to
things that, annoy us or whatever. And Elliot always be like, hey, man, I'm going live.
Well, because my biggest fear is I hit live and like blah, blah, blah. So
I love it so much.
All right.
Hold on. You're quicker than I am, right, Mr. Twitter?
Well, it actually goes right to my, it goes right onto my Twitter.
So do you know?
But I'll retweet it from GoBears.
Do you know that I have 0 notifications set up?
Well,
so like I don't get notifications when anyone tweets anything.
I don't either.
Oh, really? I assumed you'd
my phone. I mean, humble brag. My phone would blow up if I got it. If I got it.
No. I mean, like a lot, like people be like Adam Schefter's notifications.
Oh yeah, I don't do any of that.
So whenever someone like
I don't do any of that.
Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff.
I just feel like honestly, I have enough friends and I check Twitter
I feel
enough
the same way.
That I'll hear within 30 seconds.
I get a text one way exactly. I honestly rely on you and Jack a lot for that.
Yeah, and I have a friend group that is just online as me. So like, if let's say while we're recording this pod, Jalen Hurts signs his deal, I will know within 15 seconds.
Great, love it. All right,
it's kind of sad and great.
It's so sad and great at the same time. All right, should we go?
Yes.
All right, let's hit it. All right.
There we go. It was easier to set up when we had coats.
It was, yeah.
Because now it's on my backpack.
I mean, I have a coat.
It's fine.
That's all.
It's set up now.
Be nice not to have coats.
Got some people in there. Sean.
Oh, Sean.
My guy, Dank Burrito, as always.
Love it.
Rebecca, what up?
Oh, is Hinderlighter? Is that Becky? Becky!
Yeah.
What up, girl?
Someone else there I can't see. Ducky. Oh, there's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. We got a good
Let's
one.
Go! All right, here we go. Hey, hello. It is the Go Birds podcast presented by the Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino pod. Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino app. I was about to say the Bet Parks Picks pod.
Yes.
There we go.
Nice and easy to roll off.
All tongue-tied there.
Bet Parks Picks pod.
Yes, we are now the Bet Parks Picks.
So growing up, I have so many random thoughts today, by the way.
Oh, good. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I got a deep final thought coming.
I got a ton. But this is a new one. It is funny how growing up, people were so impressed what it would be like, Sally sells seashells down by the sea. It's like, we get it. Like, what's impressive about that? That was it. That was all.
That was a less deep thought than I thought.
No, it wasn't a deep thought. It was a random thought.
It's good.
So
you're writing down your notes now. Welcome
I know.
Aboard. Love
so we went and me and Kristen went and played Quizzo last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm a master at Quizzo.
Okay, so I have a Quizzo thought.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Yes. I actually used to run Quizzos.
I was gonna. So we went with another.
I've run many a Quizzo.
Okay, well, you do run Beat the Hammer.
I do run Beat the Hammer. Yes. I'm a trivia guy. You might say.
So all right, we went with another couple. Would have invited you guys, but it was at 8:00, so you were already.
I was asleep, and also, 4-year-old home probably would not happen. But
so,
I appreciate the thought.
No problem.
Yeah, 8:00. Oh my god, I was asleep like.
I know, trust me. Last night. So, here's my thought on Quizzo questions. They should just be easy. Like, who are we impressing at the bar? Like, so there was an entire category. There was an entire category last night of authors for books, and like, so hold on. So it was women's Women's Day. So like every category is that, and it's like, how many people at the bar really knew? I didn't even hear of half these books, and I understand.
Throw a couple books at me.
I don't remember the names. Literally, I think there was 2 names we put down. There was 4 of us. We put down Emily Dickinson, which was wrong, and then Maya Angelou, which we got right. But like all the questions,
I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
I think that was it. Yeah. So
I'll bet you Beloved was one of the books.
No, I don't think so. I don't remember the names. But anyway, I just think the questions should be easy. We're all there to have fun. No one's not.
There's not. I've been to Quizzos where it's like everyone knows all the questions.
It sounds amazing.
It sucks.
It was so quiet during the round.
Challenged. The whole point is you want to be challenged. You want to be. Look,
I think you should be challenged a little bit.
But like it should be something where if there are 10 questions, the average team gets like 6 or 7 of them. That's what Quizzo should be.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
easy.
Well, if you get 7 out of 10 right, that's fairly easy.
No, I'm talking ones where you go, it's like 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Boom. Like
I
think it should be like relatively hard.
I just feel like who's the quiz master impressing?
6 or 7 is a C or a D.
Correct. Yeah. Out of 100. But yeah.
Yes. Did you know that if you
I know. Trust me. I had this. Trust me. I had this a heated debate with my friends.
6 out of 10, same thing as 60 out of 100.
I get that. Yes. But what I'm saying is that I just think
you had a debate about fractions.
Well, yeah, because The debate was this.
Lay it on me.
The debate
please.
was this.
I'm so excited.
If you saw a movie, which I know are sensitive subjects for you, but if we saw
my favorite thing, movies,
yeah.
it's very sensitive. Your takes on
if
movies
you
is
saw
a
a
sensitive
movie,
subject for me.
if you saw a movie and you thought it was okay, like it was all right,
Sure.
what would you give it out of 10?
We've talked about this.
Yeah,
I'd
this
probably
was the
give it
debate, yeah.
a 6 or a 7.
Right, and they were saying a 5.
Yeah.
And I was saying no. I think it's more
Yeah,
of a 7.
we both. Oh yeah, we've.
This
talked
was
about
the- that was
Yeah,
what
that's
I
not a fractions debate. That's like a grading debate.
Correct, but I'm
Yeah.
saying in terms of you saying 7 out of 10 is easy. That's what made me think. of
It's
it.
not easy. Is my point. Is the right amount. I'm saying it should be like the average team should get like 6 or 7. Like a decent Quizzo team, a team that's good at Quizzo should get like 6 or 7.
Right.
Great team should get more.
So there was 4 of us.
Like me.
All, look, I will admit it. Like when it comes to remembering things, like I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch. Like I'm not good at it, right? But there was 4 of us. We're all like college graduates. And we got 2 of the 10 right.
You should be embarrassed.
No, the quiz master should be
No,
embarrassed.
I'll bet you I would have gotten more than 10. I'll bet everything that
I almost want to
have.
find him and figure it
I
out.
wish you
like-
had them. I'm dying for this.
There was this one table that was
Would
next to us.
Kristen remember if you texted her?
No, we were saying afterwards, like we wished we remembered. But there
So
was
what did the top teams get?
so in that specific round, I
Sure.
don't know. I don't because he also graded 2 rounds at a time. So out of the 4 rounds, we came in like second to last, so we didn't do well.
So you're just a bad Quizzo team.
Well, but at least some of the rounds were fun. Like there was music involved. Like
yeah, that was good. That sounds
it's
like,
like
a,
who-
a tougher
like
round.
we're at
in
a
general.
bar. It's 8:30. Who wants to name authors of literature? Like what's the fun in that?
I do. I love books. It's super fun.
We also got into a
It's
debate.
trivia.
If you listen to a book, so the couple I was
This is
with.
a great question.
So the couple I
love
was
this
with, and then we will get to the Eagles.
Yeah.
The couple I was with, Chris and Kasha, shout out to them, just moved to the city. I told you about them.
one.
right?
Yes.
So Kasha said she wanted to read 24 books this year, right? And
Nothing.
okay, well,
I'm just I read like 80, 90 books last
Right,
year,
I
so
know,
I'm
yeah.
totally a joke. That
So-
would be great. 24 books is strong word.
no, I agree that I think it's a good number, but she was saying she listens to some of them, and I was saying I don't think that should count towards.
It
the
does
24.
not. I'm with
Thank you. That's what I was saying.
You know the book. You can talk about it. You
But
know
you're
what
not
happened.
reading the book
You are not reading the book.
Exactly.
Like this is asinine. Like
because
you could say, I listened to the book. I know the book. I know what happens.
yeah, I
Let me tell
heard
you-
the story.
heard the story, whatever.
Right.
You did not read the book.
Yes.
I fully support you.
Well, because here's what I think the difference is. When I'm reading a book, now I know you can read and like zone out for a little,
not
but,
as much.
but you're
though.
essentially you
listen. You can really
you listen,
zone
you
out.
like just you really.
I gotta go back and
It's
hear
like
that.
people listening to this
Reading a
convo
book,
right
like-
now. They're
and
just
that's the thing. You can zone out when you're reading a book, but you always notice it, and you're like, oh wait, I gotta go back because I missed that.
Correct.
And like you alwa's go back. Whereas listening, you're like, I'll figure it out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think it should count.
Elliot is a great point.
Thank you.
You brought it back after your bad Quizzo point. You brought
Yeah.
it back with this.
I just want Quizzo to be fun. Make
Quizzo is fun!
Yeah. All right.
All right, yeah, chime in on that. We'll check the text thread later,
Yeah.
the chat thread. Let us know. Do you think Quizzo should be easy or what it is?
Hard.
No, normal. All right, let's talk some birds. It is the Bet Parks Picks pod. And obviously we'll get into some of the gambling stuff we've been doing a little bit, well, like we always do. But Elliot had a fun idea. Talk
Thank
some
you.
odds today.
Yeah. So since we last recorded, obviously there was the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson video came out where he's like basically saying goodbye. But overall, like the next time we do a pod, besides
We'll
maybe,
know a lot of
but
stuff.
yeah, besides maybe the Jalen Hurts emergency pod.
Right.
But like the next time we do a sit down, talk about everything going on pod, we'll know where a lot of these guys are. So here's what we're gonna do. And again, if you're listening, you're gonna have to know gambling. You should anyway, because let's be real here.
Is
but-
the Bet Picks.
Yeah,
Parks
and
Picks box,
again, just gamble. But whatever.
Just-
So
it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
look, do it responsibly, all those things. But
yes, but it is super fun.
yes. So we're gonna set odds to each player. So I'll use like Kaiser White. We'll set him at plus 350.
Okay, so
I would
I
say.
would have even gone a little higher.
So that's what we're gonna do for each one.
Okay.
So for those that
So the
don't know,
point is,
if you're
would
a
I take
novice,
that bet is the idea.
so if
right?
you're a novice to gambling, plus means we think it's
More
more,
of a long
unlikely
shot.
they won't come back. Minus means it's more likely they will.
And
come
when
back.
he says plus,
And then the higher the
let's
lower
say
the numbers,
plus
yeah.
400, that number is essentially
It's a long shot.
it's a 1 in 4 chance is what it means essentially.
Okay. So I never knew that. Okay. So what about, I was going to say 7 out of 10. But okay. All right. You want to start?
Yes.
So I have them in front of me, so I'll go down the list. And we won't do all of them, but we will do some of the lower down ones quickly. All right. Start with the big one. I actually think an underrated one, because we talk so often about like Kelsey and Graham and Fletcher Cox. I feel like people don't really care if he
Like
leaves.
you're starting on Fletch.
Well, that's what the first one I have.
Oh, you did alphabetically or something?
No, this web.
Okay,
Yeah,
like it.
no, this website just is how they.
Okay.
Have it. I don't
Well,
know.
either way, yeah, I think people are at the point where they don't care if Fletch.
I agree,
It's fine.
and I also do think like Brandon Graham is a more of an all-time Eagle than Fletcher is.
Obviously.
Yeah, like
That's like an obvious statement.
Fletcher's
is
a great
funny.
player, but
Fletcher was a better player.
That's what
than
I'm
Brandon
saying,
Graham,
but I
that's
just-
not even close. Like Brandon Graham and Kelsey are like two of they're on the Mount Rushmore.
right,
of
like
this-
you can
of
make
this
the
era of
argument for
Eagles
them
football.
being Kelsey. You can make the argument for the
all
ultimate
time. But
one.
the point is, this era of Eagles football, the first two faces on it are BG and Jason Kelsey.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's been rumors that seems like there's been rumors he might go to Cleveland.
Fletcher, we're back to.
Fletcher, yeah, we're still talking
Because
about
obviously
Fletcher.
they had the BG thing. But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think BG's coming back. But
So, all right. There's been rumors that Cleveland's interested. I feel like being around him over the last 2 years, I've just gotten the vibe that he would be okay leaving. And I'm not saying like anything he said. Like I don't have like a close relationship with him. I'm just saying like being at his press conferences, just the vibe. I just don't get the same feeling as I do with Kelsey and Jason and Brandon.
I think he would have to take a discount to come back here, and I don't think.
But the
and,
interesting thing
we
is-
don't know what his market is, right? His market may not be that great, but he's still a D tackle who can penetrate.
Yeah,
I think there should be
That's
value
what I'm
there.
saying.
My
Yeah.
guess is he will get more somewhere else. Than
I think
he
he'll
will
get
here.
double digits.
I think there's certainly a chance.
Yeah.
There's a 0% chance he goes pay that. So I will put his odds at. I think he's gone
Okay.
plus 500.
Whew.
Would you take that bet?
No.
So yeah, so it should be higher. Even
No. I guess I might have answered that wrong. I would put the odds at. Actually, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say +4, but I just don't think he's a priority. And I think you're right that someone else is gonna pay him. And I also think, and props to him, I do think he will take money. Like I think Brandon Graham, I get the vibe. It really would mean a lot to him to come back to the Eagles. I just have never gotten that
I
vibe
feel
with Fletcher.
100% the same way.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
so
next.
plus 500. All right, Robert Quinn.
At plus 10,000.
Okay, well, keep in mind, Sean Desai, the new defensive coordinator,
Oh yeah.
right? So I actually am going to put him
It
so
could be really cheap. Is the
in
point.
training camp.
Yeah.
I think it's like plus 200.
Wow, you think it's that low?
I mean, I don't think this matters a ton, but he did have 18 sacks under Sean Desai. Now, clearly, he's not going to do that. But the point I'm making is he knows Sean Desai's defense. He's a
I think
veteran
it's
guy.
so
They
this-
traded for him. So
Look,
how
this
he's
is a clear, good point. This is a clear. How much is he willing? How much is he getting on the market?
yeah, and I don't think he's going to get anything.
Again, he did have 18 sacks a year ago. He's an edge rusher.
Yeah,
You don't
traded
think
for a
there's
fourth round
single
pick,
team
but he had
that
back issues. He's
There's
old.
not a single team that'll give him, $5 million a year because the Eagles will not.
You don't think so?
$5 million a year for Robert Quinn. People are getting mad about Brandon Graham. $6 million. People are freaking out.
I mean, look,
I think it's great. Not me. I said on the radio, I think bring him back.
I'm
Like,
talking about $5 million for Quinn. Like,
I don't think the Eagles are giving him $5 million. I think he gets $5 million somewhere. I don't think it's Eagles.
Okay, I don't
So you
think he'll
it's
get $5
better.
million.
Okay.
I would put it again like plus 200
Okay.
because like he's kind of like the Pascal of the defense. Like I think there's a benefit to having. I don't think he's a bad guy. Like I think there's a benefit of having him.
Of course not. But he just stunk here.
No, I know, but I'm saying I think Sean Desai could say I want someone that's played for my defense.
that's
been
fine.
here."
Again, I think it's gonna have to be cheap.
Yeah,
like-
I think he will be. I don't think he has the market you do.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
Find out.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Brandon,
Because he's younger than Brandon Graham and is 1 year removed from an 18 sack season, which Brandon Graham has never touched.
true,
Brandon Graham means something here.
and he got traded for a
If we're
fourth, which
talking,
I think is
if
noteworthy.
we're talking on the open market, he had a bad half a season here, but he's coming up at 18 sack a year ago. Like, I don't think he's going to get paid, but I think he's going to make like $5 million a year or something like that.
So I think if the Eagles hadn't traded for him and then they signed him this offseason, that would probably be our take. But having seen him and like knowing the situation more, he did have, I believe, a knee scope, if I'm not mistaken, or he had some knee injury, and he had, I think, a back injury too, right? So he's old, he's missed time, and wasn't productive. I get your point about the 18 sacks, but that feels like an eternity ago, even though it
I get
wasn't.
it.
Javon Hargrave.
Minus 10,000. I mean,
Okay.
plus 10,000. He will not be back. He will get, I think Javon Hargrave is going to get one of, if not the biggest
I agree.
contracts of a non-quarterback on the market. He will sign with someone else. Love you, Javon. He'd be the first player I keep in the entire free agent class outside of the Kelsey thing, which is, its own thing.
Right.
I just don't think he's back.
So here's where I mean, plus 10,000. I know you're.
I'm joking.
Extreme,
around.
right.
But seriously, like
I made
plus
plus
1,000.
8. I
Plus
don't know.
1,000.
Yeah. So
I don't think he's going to be back. Like
I'm-
of all the ones we've talked about, I think Javon Hargrave, of every free agent on this list is the most likely not to be an Eagle?
I would agree with that.
So then it's got to be like plus.
Well, but here's like where I'm at with the whole free agent class.
We're gonna have to, by the way, move a little.
I know.
We had to get to.
Is that like I do think he's a position they care about. It's productive. So who knows? Like maybe at the last minute, he's like, here's what I'm going to get. And Howie and the staff just goes, you know what, man? Like he's a great player and they make it work. So I will put it at like plus 600, plus 500.
So, but is that going to be that? So we might just be off on our odds because is that going to be
that's my lowest. That's going to be our highest, however you put it.
Okay. So you just have a lot more faith that there's still a chance that.
Yeah. I'm just not. I think the Eagles have.
My point is your odds are going to have to really decrease a lot then.
They will.
Okay.
I'm saying I think the Eagles have one big shot. I just can't figure out who it's going to be on. Is the point I'm making.
Okay.
All right. Jason Kelce.
Minus 400.
Yeah, I would go minus. I would go. I think minus 400 is probably where I would be. The one quick thing I would say on it is I think sometimes people forget that if Kelce's back, they have to pay him. Like he's not on the books already.
Oh, I didn't forget about that.
Maybe I just forgot about it. But I think sometimes when we talk about like Bradbury, you could pay him 10 or 11. Kelce's not going to come back for $3 million.
Of course.
So when you look at the salary cap space, they might have to maneuver things to pay him, which is part of it. So, but I think he will be back. I think they'll pay him. And I think it's the right move.
Agree.
Bradbury.
I'll say like, again, now our scales have been off, so I'll try and adjust to your scale, and I'll say like plus 300, but I probably would put it like plus 500.
Okay, so I'm at plus like 250.
Okay,
I really don't think he's going to get paid. Like I think he's a great player, but I think he's in the Eagles' price range.
Wow, I mean you've been pretty consistent with that this whole time. You've said Bradbury of the big three is the one you expect them to get back the most. So look, I'm taking my cue from you on this one.
All right, so you're at plus 3, I'm at plus 250.
Sure.
Okay. Isaac Seumalo.
Again, I am probably gonna be higher than you on this. I think that I think he's gonna get money on the open market. I don't think the Eagles pay him when they have Juergens there. I think Juergens will be the starting guard. I believe in that. So I'll say plus, again, on your scale, more like plus 350.
Right.
But I probably would have gone plus 5 again.
Yeah, I'm torn on him. I don't know what he'll get, but would you say plus 5?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go plus 450. I think I'm a little more
move off that.
I'm a little more confident than you are, but
you're moving off that you think
I'm moving off of it a little.
All right, quickly before we move on, download the BetParx Sportsbook app. I mean, this is the whole point of this.
Yeah,
it's literally called.
Well, it's just weird to me that you could be a sports fan in today's world
and not be into it. And again, like at least for us, and there are a lot of people who gamble a lot of money and stuff. We're just talking about a little fun. We're talking about like, we bet $5 on a game and I care all of a sudden. I'm like, wow, I really want to win this. And all of a sudden this, Memphis Phoenix game, like go Phoenix,
By the way, it's wild Durant slipped and is hurt.
I know. Again, it just shows how open it is.
Yeah. I mean, the West is wide open.
We see this every year at the NBA where it's like, and at this time of the season, everyone's like, well, no one's beating Phoenix. Oh, look at that. They got Durant. And then it's like something always happens every year. Something happens to a team or whatever. To the point where Kawhi won it that few years ago. Like, remember, all those things happened, and no one thought the Raptors were going to win. And all of a sudden, the Raptors were winning the title. Like, stuff happens.
Here's a betting tip. If you're listening to the pod, open your BetParx app. Bet somebody besides Jokic to win MVP. I don't think he's winning.
I bet on Embiid. Yeah, I already did. I think Embiid and Giannis are the two best bets.
And they're both plus 5, I think.
Yeah. So I got Embiid at plus 6, and I felt great about it.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, and again, to your point, like this happens every year where it's always like, kind of, this guy's, we go so intense on the MVP thing all year long.
Yeah.
It kind of loses. Lester, there's 20 something games left. There's like almost a quarter of the season left or whatever, over a quarter of the season. Like, what if Embiid averages 40 a game?
And he could.
Of course he could.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Like I am right there with you. And again, we've talked about it all year long. I do think that when it comes time to fill out that ballot, there are at least going to be a certain percentage of guys who are like, or girls or voters, who are going to be like, you know what? 3 years in a row.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Let's get someone else. I really am with you on this.
I do not think Jokic is going to win it.
I think Embiid or Giannis wins.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I love it. You got a soccer bet for us before we get back to the?
I do not really.
Okay, so no soccer bet.
No
this
soccer
week.
bet.
The week off from soccer. Bet on basketball.
I've been really into basketball.
Yes, recently. And what is it? So today's the 9th. So in 2 weeks, the BetParx pod will be the baseball.
Okay, you're picking it now.
Yeah, we'll dive into that. I'll give you all the good stuff there, but start looking at the baseball stuff. There's going to be some awesome baseball. betting coming your way. Download the app in the App Store, Google Play Store, or at betparks.com. Use our promo code GoBirds. That's GOBARDS. $750 in site credit back if your first bet is not a winner. You must be 21 and present in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Who's next?
All right, so now we're getting down to the more like random
Serious.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
Andre Dillard.
Plus 800.
Okay.
I just don't think they're going to pay him to not be a
Yeah,
starter.
I'd be curious to see who he gets on the open market.
I think he gets enough from somewhere, right? Like Big V, and granted, Big V was more accomplished when he was a free
and he
agent. And
started
for the Super Bowl team. But Big V got what, $50 million? Like, I just think offensive linemen are so valuable in this game, especially tackles. And I think that he has shown enough on film in the opportunities he's gotten where someone's like, yeah, I could play with that guy.
Yeah, and I also think he's going to want a chance to play.
And again, he's going to want a chance to play. And again, it gets back to this point where it's like, to your point you just made about Kelce, like, they're like, and how he is a wizard and he's great at this stuff. We know he's going to figure stuff out and they're going to be able to keep some players they want and all that stuff. But like, that's the stuff where it's really going to fall by the wayside. Like the backup lineman, you're not going to be able to resign that guy.
100%. We'll do these two together, Kaiser and TJ Edwards.
So I would go Kaiser. I think there's no chance, but I think it is so unlikely that Kaiser is back. He would be one of my higher bets, like plus 700-800.
You think they want to give Nakobe that?
I think they want to give Nakobe that spot. And I actually think TJ is going to be back. So I would put TJ at like even odds.
So I think TJ is going to go to Arizona.
With Gannon?
Yeah, that would be my guess.
I think Marcus Epps goes to Arizona.
I think so too. Yeah, I think those are the two guys that go. So I would put Kaiser at.
So you think it's more likely Kaiser's back than TJ?
I do, yeah, because I think I think Kaiser is gonna make way less money.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you're the first person I've heard say that. Like, that's really interesting.
Well, because I think Kaiser is gonna get like $3 million. So ultimately, like, it's just better to have him back for $3 million, where it's like the cap.
Not of anybody. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But so you think TJ's gone?
I think there's.
So what would your odds on TJ?
My
be?
odds on TJ would be like plus 550.
Yeah, so I think TJ's back. Like and again, you would know more than I would, so you're definitely making me question it.
Right.
But I think if I had come into this thing and say, who are the two players on this list outside of Kelce? Again, he's kind of his own thing, but on this list, who I think are most likely to be Eagles next season, I would have said Brandon Graham and TJ Edwards.
Yeah, I'm probably going too high on that. I would probably maybe move that to like plus 350.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph.
So I actually think there's a chance Suh will be back.
I do too.
Yeah, I really do.
I think Joseph could be back.
I think they both could be. I think Suh's more likely of the two. I think he's a better player of the two. I'll put like Suh at like plus 150 and Joseph at plus 250. But I think both are more likely than not because, again, like they have to fill out a roster and they're going to need guys who don't cost that much and can trust to play. Both those guys did a nice job. They're both on the older end. But look, if you've got Jordan Davis, if they're probably going to draft another defensive lineman in this draft. I would be shocked if they don't.
I think they definitely will in their first three picks.
So having guys like Suh and Joseph here make a lot of sense from they can not only play, but they can kind of help these guys along too.
The question is, are they here in training camp? Or are they just like,
no,
I
think at least
we'll be back in week 5.
Yeah. I think let's put it this way. I don't think either of those guys will be on the team soon.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be on the team for like OTAs. Maybe they come
I
win.
I think there's a decent chance both are back. If I had to pick one, I think Suh's going to be back.
Yeah, I also don't think a ton of money. We'll pair these two together too, actually. Boston Scott, Zach Pascal. I think they're both back at cheap, basically no
Absolutely.
money.
I would put them both at minus. I didn't realize Boston Scott was a free agent. I should have because he got that. It was restricted last year. I think they'll both. I mean, how the Giants,
no one's paying Pascal.
How the Giants just don't sign Boston Scott?
It's because they're a poorly run organization.
I mean, like it's such a no-brainer.
It's and he's not going to get that much money. I think they're back, especially with Miles probably leaving.
I agree with you. I think they want a little. Though I think Gainwell, Scott, and someone else will
be the backs. So Miles is next.
Look, I mean, I put his numbers high.
Plus,
yeah,
plus 550, 6 around there.
I agree. Look, is it possible that Miles goes out on the market and just there is not a market for him? Absolutely, he's a running back, and something we haven't talked a lot about. But there are a lot of free agent running backs now. A couple of them just got pulled back with Josh Jacobs and
but those aren't. The Eagles weren't going to sign them anyway.
No, they weren't. But I was talking about the market itself. Was robust, and now it's a little less robust. So maybe Miles has a better chance on the market than he did if both those guys are on the market. But regardless, I think that Miles is going to find out that his market is not that fertile, so to speak. So I do think if he goes out and he's getting offered, $3 million a year or something somewhere, whatever, like I think there's a chance he comes back for that. I mean, if it's
I just
cheaper,
wonder.
But if I would put him high. I don't expect it. I'm just saying I wouldn't be like floored if he's back, but I do not expect Miles.
I agree. my interesting thing is, I wonder if the number's really low, if the Eagles will still just go, you know what?
They might. Look, they in the Super Bowl, they didn't play him.
Yeah.
He's had some really dumb moments here, like all that.
And a very good player. I just question if the team would rather just turn the page. You know, like go to Gainwell, go to a rookie,
they like to do that.
Right. And it's tougher to do if the guy you're bringing back is A, probably unhappy he didn't get a ton of money, and B, then taking a reduced role.
Totally. And it's like, supposed to be the guy, and he's not the guy anymore. Absolutely.
So I think we both agree Epps, you think, is gone.
I think he's gone.
So
I think he's just
that plus
and look, who
550
knows?
range.
I feel like that report about all these teams that felt like an agent.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
It's not because of that. I just think that Marcus Epps was good enough where someone will give him a fair price. I don't think he's going to get paid, but I think he's going to get some money. And I just think that when the Eagles look at their roster and look at the spots, they're going to be like, all right, well, we like him, but like, we got to cut somewhere.
I also got the feel he was a Gannon guy.
I could see that.
So with Gannon gone, I don't know. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. This one's tough for me.
This is the toughest because, again, we heard they love him. They didn't franchise him. We didn't expect a call, but like, the point is he worth the money he's going to get? And
is the video that he posted like really saying goodbye, or is that
an attempt to get money out of the Eagles?
To let the Eagles
see the response and all? Because again, we've talked about, like, as far as Eagles fans go, that's like the one guy they want. And if they do have a big swing, like, I wouldn't be shocked if it ended up being CJGJ. I don't know if that wouldn't be my big swing, but like, I wouldn't be shocked.
I just don't think they'll pay him 15.
I agree with you, but again, it shouldn't be surprising. I can't remember what I just saw pointed out, but it was like, hey, remember the reason the Eagles traded for him was because of this exact thing with the Saints. The Saints didn't want to pay him what he thought he was worth, and that's why he's here.
Right.
So like, this should not be a surprise that it's going to be a
tough negotiation.
Yeah. So I would put it like plus 350, plus 300.
Okay, so I was going to go like plus 2.
Okay.
Just because I'm like really right in the middle on this. The best way I can put it is I think there's a 49% chance he's back.
Well, again, for you, it seems like you think
plus
it's one big swing, and you don't know, like you would get if you had to bet, you would bet on Bradbury, but it's either be Bradbury, Chauncey, or
it won't be
I agree with
both
you.
of
I think
those.
Money wise, it'll go Hargrave, CJGJ, Bradbury in terms of the most money. So,
agreed. When those deals are signed,
which
I think
why
that's
the Bradbury one makes the most sense.
So that's kind of it. I mean, unless you want to talk Gardner Minshew.
Oh, buddy, do I ever? No, I'm kidding. That is interesting, though. Like, do you think Gardner gets – I don't think he gets a starting job.
I do not think he'll get a chance to compete for
That's what I was about to ask. You think he goes somewhere where it's like, Washington or this or that?
Yeah, I think he'll go somewhere where you can maybe talk yourself into it, but I don't think he'll go somewhere where it's like, there's a better than 50% chance I'm starting week 1. I think he will be a locked-in backup.
All right, so here we go. Because, again, this is the last pod we will do until emergency pods or next week when we're really talking about this stuff and stuff is happening. Prediction time, buddy.
I know.
Like pick the play. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just off that list, tell me the players that you think will be back.
It's so tough.
Jason Kelce, we know you think.
Jason Kelce, I think will be back. I think Brandon will be back. Which is funny because of the whole.
I know. It's like I'm not going to be sentimental.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I think they both actually make sense here.
And again, like both guys were good last year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
right.
Brandon Graham had his most sacks ever. Jason Kelce was first team All-Pro. Like. I get it, and I agree. I don't want him being sentimental, but like these two make sense.
Yeah, I don't think Hargrave is back, but like I said, I'm just not gonna be good at answering.
Is it
this
real quick? You don't have to. Forget it. I won't put your feet.
My like prediction thing I will make I feel like is I think there is a good chance Bradbury's back. Okay, that is like how I feel.
I'll ask one question then, because you said you think they have one big swing, and we've talked about as Bradbury, CJ, DeJoy, Hargrave. Do you think
Could it be outside?
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance that the big swing is someone we're not expecting? Oh, it's like, this defensive lineman or this whatever, or this quarterback from another team, or this.
I think there's a chance. Yeah.
So I'm intrigued.
Yeah, but I do think that they're not planning on paying somebody big. I think that Howie is always open to it, but I don't think they're going into this. I think they're expecting their free agents to leave and get a lot of comp picks back. So.
Yeah, well,
that's what they're expecting. Could things change? Yes, but that overall thing means they know a lot of their big guys are leaving, and they're not signing big guys to offset them. That is the strategy, or like the expected thing they think is going to happen by next Friday or whatever.
Okay. All right. No Saturday show this week. We are back on Saturday next week, so we'll be able to react to everything.
Yes.
Thing that happened on WIP and all that. Philly spring training games, like enough guys. All right.
We get it. Yeah.
Especially now the World Baseball Classic's happening. We're not going to be like have that many players playing, but whatever. No big deal. Listen to it on WIP.
Yeah. The World Baseball Classic. Does that matter? I can't get a read on it.
Here's the thing.
Is it new?
No.
Okay.
They've done it like it's every 3 years. It's probably been like
Oh, it is every 3 years.
yeah,
Okay.
it's been like 3 or 4 times or whatever.
So relatively new. It's not like 50 years old.
It's relatively new.
Yeah.
Here's my take on the World Baseball Classic. Don't give a fuck.
I agree.
Earmuffs. I apologize.
I agree.
Don't care. And I love baseball. Like I could not care less.
100% agree with
There
you
are
on
people who really get into it. Don't. And I will say, at least from the last one, like the players cared, which makes it better. Like it did seem like the players really did want to win for their country and all that. Like I don't care. I can't get into it.
Also, this doesn't count as big games for Mike Trout.
Of course not.
Okay, just throwing that out there. Too.
Yeah.
Like if there's also, like it's been so nice to compete.
I just love that you're getting out in front of potential Mike Trout.
Yeah, I'm
like
so
that.
out.
I appreciate
it.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's got to.
I'll go with the shorter one today because it seems like yours is going to be longer.
It's not like crazy on, but it's just
yeah.
it's more like it's I don't want to say like deep because when you
right,
you sound like an idiot, but
okay. So
it's a thought.
I have an idea for a bar.
Ooh.
Here's the bar.
Love it.
You go to the bar, and there's like different rooms in the bar, or you could do like a joint one. I don't know, but basically you go. And you like essentially sit on a couch, you get comfy clothes, they serve you food and liquor or beer or whatever, and you watch TV. And
so it's like you're at home.
It's like you're at home, but you're at a bar with servers. And you could do individual rooms with doors if you wanted. That gets a little close to a hotel. But and here's the name for it. Ready? You would call it nil because you're doing nothing. So the bar is essentially like if me and Kristen wanted to go watch a ton of Vanderpump, but we wanted to like eat good food and have people serve us, we could go and do it at this bar, watch the episodes, control what we're watching. But then if, if you buy a 6-pack with Emily and then it's out, it's like, well, this kind of sucks. You can continue to get stuff or you can get food and stuff. So you would go with the intent purpose of watching TV, but also to get served.
So I think there are a lot of people who would say that's an insanely dumb idea. Like I'll do that at home and I won't.
People love to watch TV.
I think there are enough people.
Oh yeah,
who would be into it and would be like, yeah, that's a fun. Well,
think about what a great first date or like third date that would be or whatever. Just like
let's go watch TV.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. Like you could wear pajamas. I think this would be a niche bar. I don't think it's going to be.
I think it's
4 or 5 of them in the city.
It's a niche idea.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good idea.
And it's probably a premium price.
Co-sign the pretty good idea.
And the name's good, right?
The name's good.
Nil.
No.
Also off Netflix and chill. Nil. Netflix chill.
Look at
Nil.
you.
You're doing nothing.
Okay.
So that's my bar idea. If you want to go make it, go make it.
Okay.
I'm not copyrighted.
I think it's a great idea. Well, you've many times just given away ideas.
Yeah.
You have very openly said, I will never do any of this.
Well, my best idea I've given away is a sticker you put on an envelope, and when it rips, you get a notification. So an envelope's been opened.
Yes.
So go ahead and admit that.
Yes.
Think about it for like big business letters for when you're getting served. Like
it's true.
Yeah. I've never been served, but I would.
You're just out there fighting for envelopes.
Well, because then if you send
the mail is dying, and you're like, let me tell you, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Here's my final thought. And we've I've talked about the phrase on this pod before, the universe winking at us. I think it's a great phrase.
I don't think you've actually ever said that.
Okay, so let me explain. It's by Sigmund Bloom. Used to do the fantasy pod. Awesome guy. Love Sigmund.
So is he a sports guy?
Yeah. He's like a
That's what I thought.
He has a fantasy football website called Football Guys. He's great. Yeah. Awesome dude. But he's a deep thinker, very interesting guy and all that. But he always had a phrase for like when this happens to all of us. I know it does because
things happen to all of us.
Right. When there's and let's say coincidence for now, but this is where the thought's going to go. But when there's a really weird coincidence, right? Like when you and Kristen are in the car and you're talking about something super random, like a song you haven't heard in 20 years.
And then it comes on.
Not on your phone, because we all know
on
your phone's
the radio,
but on the radio or whatever, where there's no other way. Like it's flat out like coincidence. It's not like, oh, my phone's listening or whatever, like those type of things. So the reason I bring this up is because Emily and I had the single weirdest one I've ever had. We used to call it, it's not as weird as a KFC, a Taco Bell wrapped inside a KFC, because one time we got Taco Bell and we hadn't gotten Taco Bell in like 8 months. It'd been like a really long time. And I got it from a Taco Bell that was a KFC. It's like, the KFC and Taco Bell. And then that night, the first show we watched was South Park, and there was a joke in it about a Taco Bell wrapped inside a KFC.
So the universe was winking at you.
The universe is winking.
Okay.
So I love the phrasing of it.
Very good.
We had the weirdest one ever, like by far. We're watching something, and Ronin, the idea of a Ronin came up.
What's a Ronin?
So that is what I've learned. It's about it's a Japanese term. It's like about a samurai, a wandering samurai or whatever. Just as a simple explanation.
So a samurai that's wandering around the world.
That's kind of lost his people and he's like alone out there. Is a Ronin. And I was like, oh, Ronin, like, have you seen the movie Ronin? We got to talk about the Ronin.
Close to roaming.
It is not. I mean, it's close, but it's not.
I'm saying it sounds like it, yeah.
It's Ronin. There's a movie with Robert De Niro called Ronin. A great movie about a car chase.
Yep.
It's a big... Anyway, I was like, oh, have you seen that movie? Whatever. Emily and I have literally never talked about the word Ronin before. I didn't even know the word. Like, I didn't know what it meant. Like, I knew the word. I thought of the movie. She actually was like, no, it's actually like this thing. Whatever. Okay. 5 minutes later, I go to the bathroom and I pull up my book. The first line of my book. I've never read the word Ronin in any book I've ever read in my life. The first line of the book that I'm reading, I'm like, 20% in, whatever, just is Ronin.
Wow.
It's like, what are you, Ronin? And it was one of those where I literally ran out of the bathroom. I was like, Emily!
That is crazy.
Crazy. So here's my thing is like, what do people think this is? Is it just coincidence? Is it, because
it's being controlled?
Sometimes I'm like, maybe we're living in a simulation. Like simulation theory is a real thing. Like read about it. Like there's a lot of fascinating and honestly very compelling evidence that we are living in a simulation.
Yes.
We would never know. Like I wonder, and look, it's probably coincidence. Like I get it. Like it's probably coincidence. But sometimes when that stuff happens and it is so weird. Like, do you ever wonder, like, what the fuck, man? Like, what's going on?
Well, look, one of my favorite movies growing up was A Truman Show.
Okay, so there you go. Look at you.
Yeah. I don't know if I can fully get there.
I agree. I struggle too. I ultimately come back to, wow, that is just a really, really, really weird coincidence. But like, I question it, but also, it makes me think like maybe there's a glitch in the matrix and it is a simulation.
I also just think with that stuff, it's like, how can we definitively say something isn't?
You're absolutely right. That's the point.
Like, this whole thing is wild if you think about it, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, I think that someone's probably winking at you.
That's why it's such a good phrase.
Someone's winking at you.
The universe is winking at us.
They're letting you know. Now the question is why.
There's so many questions.
Unless it's a glitch. If it's not a glitch, why do people want you to know this word?
Do they? Is there a higher being?
Do you need to like?
Is it a warning? Should I know something that we're just telling? I would think about this stuff all the time. And again,
should you learn
understand
karate?
That, right?
Yeah.
On a basic level, if you put a gun to my head, I'm going to say I think it's a really, really, really weird coincidence. But like sometimes it's just like, wow, man, that's like a really, really strange.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
I love the phrase universe winking at us because it's such a good way
it is. I'm going to start using that.
It's good, right?
I'll have to pick and choose my spots.
So I would love to know what people think because this is happening to all of us. And like, what do you think when it happens?
A coincidence. Yeah. Coincidences that you find weird.
Yeah.
That you're like, something's going on.
Yeah.
There.
I'm intrigued to know what people think, chat, all that stuff. Let us know. So that was my thought.
I have another one based off that, but I think I'll hold it.
You want to hold it for the next time? I do have a Zoe quote that was funny, by the way.
Yeah.
She was hungry last night. And Emily said, do you want some applesauce? And she goes, I want something eaty bitey. You know, you bite with your mouth.
All right.
Nailed it.
Eaty bitey. I'll have to use
words.
That can be a portion of the menu at the bar. Instead of appetizers, it'll be eaty bites. Yeah, like mozzarella sticks, calamari. Like, yeah, those type of things.
All right. So next time your deep thought, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
We will be back if Jalen Hurts signs a contract or anything else crazy happens. Otherwise, back next week.
Do you think it happens before free agency? Like before the new league year, do you think he signed?
So I would have said 100% yes a week ago. I'm not sure right now.
I wonder if they're going to wait to see how everything plays out and then structure the contract off of
for the first year.
You know, like his team.
Oh, that's a really interesting. I'll bet you they do that.
I think that's what's probably going to happen.
So either way, now that we said that, we'll probably be talking later tonight.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Either way, whenever it is. Until then, he's done. Boom. 37 minutes, but I thought it was good.
Ooh. All right, guys.
Hey, thank you.
Good stuff in there. Justin, we said thanks. Scott, Rebecca. Well, people thanks. They're probably still here.
Yeah.
Tommy.
Eaty bitey at nil.
Tyler Murray's. I don't know what that's about. It's probably a conversation going on.
It's called frequency illusion. I got to look that up.
Tommy seems smart. All right.
Okay. Justin, nice to see you, Stokes. All our peeps. Love you guys. Thank you.